Leveling up weapons suck. Leveling up weapons is by far the least fun and most tedious thing in the game. Alright, I don't know if it's the most tedious thing in the game, but yeah, leveling up weapons is certainly a grind. It really should not take that long to level a weapon from start to relic. 17,000 experience is the same as doing any mission on average with the gene seed 13 times. Oh, would that level up a weapon? 13 times for what, average? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I feel like, yeah, okay, yeah, I think that actually makes sense. Even though 13 times, I don't know. I feel like if you were to level up a weapon up to relic on average, it should take more than 13 times, even with the gene seed. But yeah, regardless, leveling up a weapon is a grind. Average with the gene seed nets roughly 1.4k XP and is safer / guaranteed victory versus substantial or higher difficulties, as you can just run through. All right, so that's interesting. This person thinks leveling up weapons is a bit of a grind, but it seems like they only play on lower difficulties. So it's like, yeah, of course leveling up a weapon is going to be a grind if you're not playing Absolute or Lethal or Ruthless. I wonder how many Ruthless runs it would take to level up a weapon fully. You know what I mean? But all right, let me know in the comments if you think leveling up weapons is a bit too much of a grind. I know for a fact leveling up weapons is a grind. I leveled up so many weapons. The only thing that really bugs me is I think that if you do 2 absolute missions without the gene seed, you're just like 1 average mission away from leveling up your weapon. So I don't know. I think we get a lot of experience when it comes to leveling up classes. It's just weird when it comes to leveling up weapons. It takes like 2 times as long. I don't know. It does take a bit. Yeah, I would like to see leveling up weapons be a little bit less grindy. 100%. Feel like you might be alone on this. If it's a major issue and ruins your entire gaming experience, to enjoy the longevity by leveling up guns instead of having access to max level everything, just use your favorite class and nothing else, and just your favorite weapons. Do the dreadful leveling process, and then you'll be fine to not play the game anymore, I guess. I don't know what I would do if they just gave us max everything. I would be extremely bored and probably stop playing the game months ago. That's a fair point. It's a fair point to say that, like, yeah, if you level up all the weapons super easily, yeah, you might actually drop the game a little bit sooner. Yeah, I guess it really depends. To be fair, I do play operations with fully leveled up weapons quite often. But I also, take my time to level up weapons. If there's a weapon I don't feel like using, but I want to level up, I will do like an operation once every day for it, or maybe once every other day. Something like that. And that seems to get the job done. At least it really helps out, getting to, for whatever reason, it feels like getting weapons to Artificer it's a bit of a grind. It's a bit of a grind, but it's not that bad. But like Artificer to Relic, especially Artificer to like fully leveled up Relic, that it takes so much time. You really need to like jump into Lethal or Absolute to level it up fast if you have an Artificer weapon, not every weapon should go into Lethal as an Artificer level. Basically there's only like a few weapons that are good at Artificer for Lethal, like something like the Plasma Incinerator or the Stalker. I can use those weapons at Artificer, but yeah, when like, I don't know, the Oculus or the Instigator, anything like that, if you run that as an Artificer in Lethal or Absolute, that's going to be a struggle to level up for sure. The point of Artificer and Relic weapons having big XP margins is so that you play on higher difficulties, because your gun level has increased. All stats go up and you unlock more perks for the weapon, so average difficulty is going to be steamrolled. Yeah, that's fair. If you're only trying to level up on average, that's just ridiculous. That is way too many runs, for sure. I don't know. Hey, sometimes I'll jump on average difficulty just for fun, But, I'll just be leveling up a weapon here and there, something like that. But I wouldn't commit to average difficulty to level up a weapon. That is kind of crazy. However, since you said you struggle with substantial, the recommendation is to go solo in these missions and build up the skill to survive, because I only play average or minimal if it's someone's first time. Or I need the green data armory to level some of my tacticals weapons. Yeah, I mean, that's perfectly fine. That is interesting. Yeah, if they are struggling on substantial, right? But then they are talking about how rough it is to level up weapons. I do think substantial should be nice to level up your weapon from green to artificer, though, right? I can see artificer being a pain to level up on substantial. That kind of makes sense. Yeah, you should really be jumping to ruthless. See, once you get an artificer weapon, substantial should be too easy. And something going into Ruthless should actually feel pretty good. And then from there, if you get used to Ruthless, you should just play on Ruthless. Ruthless can be pretty difficult, though. From Substantial to Ruthless, it definitely feels like there is a difficulty, there's a difficulty jump there for sure. So once you start to get good, it's very easy to level weapons on Ruthless or higher. Yes, I agree. But still, when it comes to Artificer and Relic weapons, Ruthless isn't going to get the job done. Well, as far as getting through those operations fast enough in order to level up your weapons, I mean, I guess you could do Decapitation on Ruthless. That, if you go through that as fast as possible, that likely helps out leveling up your weapons, obviously. That helps out the grind. But still, if you have an Artificer weapon, Ruthless it's still going to take either 3, maybe even 4 missions on Ruthless to get Artificer into Relic. And then if you wanted to use Ruthless to level up your weapon, basically if you're on Ruthless with a Relic weapon, it's going to take a long time to level up your weapon. But okay, let's continue. Yes, you don't do much damage, and yes, it's still a slog, but it's much quicker on high tier difficulties. Okay, yeah, I think Ruthless is a good way to get your weapon into Artificer. But when it comes to getting your weapon through Artificer and also through Relic, you're definitely better off on Lethal. I'm not 100% sure how many experience you get from Ruthless, but I'm pretty sure it still takes quite a bit to level up your weapon in Artificer on Ruthless. And I will say, getting your weapon to level Artificer, and let's say you're only playing Substantial, that's also going to take a little bit, So, getting your weapon into Artificer, you know what, actually, Substantial, it'll still take a couple operations. You're getting dogged on OP, but I absolutely agree with you. There's nothing worse for me than taking a weapon from Common Tier to Relic. Well, the thing is, I feel like you should get more weapon experience in Absolute, 100%. It should really take 2 times for your Relic weapon to be fully upgraded if you're running through Absolute. 100%. Artificer, I mean, dude, even with Artificer, I mean, Absolute's still going to level up your weapon pretty well, but it's not like if you jump into Absolute with an Artificer weapon, it's not just going to be one operation and then boom, you're into Relic. You still need 2 times. I think you would still need 2 operations to get from Artificer into Relic if you play on Absolute. But still, with that, you do get I think you get wasted experience essentially, because you can get 5,000 experience for your weapon, but if you only need 1,000, that's 4,000 wasted XP. So I don't know, maybe that's the thing. I feel like that might be the only thing when it comes to grinds. It's if you get 5,000 XP, you should register 5,000 XP for the weapon, and it shouldn't be it basically shouldn't be limited to how much XP you need to level up. It's weird. It's weird. If you have a weapon that just needs 1,000 XP to get to Artificer and to Relic, but you go into Absolute, you're still only getting 1,000 XP for that weapon. So feels like weapons in this game just suck for the longest time unless they are Relic or the rare Artificer tier weapon. Nah. There's definitely certain weapons that are still strong with green rarity. Like the Stalker. This Stalker bolt rifle was one of the first weapons that I've used, and I jumped into Ruthless with a green Stalker weapon, and yeah, that will level up your weapon fast. I'll tell you that much.